everyone, it's David with Surplus Funds. I'm going to talk to you about an issue that I see that really disappoints a lot of people and how to overcome it. And I just got asked a question about thinking positively all the way throughout a deal. So someone gets a deal and all they have is positive thoughts and they know that this deal is going to be a great deal and they know they're going to end it. Let me tell you what's wrong with that. But before I do, if you've not subscribed to my channel, go and click the subscribe button below and also hit the notification link. I always give away prizes. I give out free hats, shirts, thumb drives. I'd love for you to be one of my lucky winners. So please go and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you on the video. Okay, so I've seen it again and again where someone tells me I'm going to think positive thoughts. I'm going to just think positive thoughts all the way throughout this and think everything good and everything's going to go fine. And they get on the phone with somebody and all they're thinking of is positive thoughts. Well, there's so much I can tell you in this video that I have told you that's going to apply to you and your business. And we're going to talk about this right now. But let me tell you what is wrong with just thinking about nothing but positive thoughts. Be positive, absolutely. Be absolutely positive. But when I think of explaining to someone that they have funds they didn't know they had and I'm going to get them a contract, I think of my 4-year-old. And I love my 4-year-old. He's a great kid. I get out and I mow the lawn. He wants to help me. Yes, I love doing yard work. I'm weird. I get out and I do something. He always wants to be that, my 3 and 4-year-old both. But sometimes when he doesn't know what he's getting himself into, he gets really, really upset and we have to explain things to him. Sometimes I'm going to the store and my wife's going somewhere else and he wants to go with me and then he realizes he's not going with her, or vice versa. And the way to overcome that is, this means you're going with mom and you're not going to see me, or this means you're going with me, you're not going to see mom, this means her. And when he understands the decision he's making, he makes so much more of a better decision. When you're on the phone with somebody, you have to understand that they, first of all, probably think you're the biggest fraud in the world. You're calling and you're telling someone that they have money that they didn't know they had. And I've been saying this in the last several videos, I'll say it on this one. You have to see yourself as a person who helps people get money that they did not know they had. And that is a freebie that I'm giving you, that if you look at your business that way, your business will soar. You can't look at it like, oh, I have to call people. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to be positive and get off the phone. Again, be positive. In fact, a lot of times I say affirmations, not only in my business, but outside. One of my favorite ones that I've said this a million times, you've heard before. I'm just as worthy and capable of achieving my goals and dreams as anyone else on the face of this earth, and I will prove that today with my actions. The other day I'm out surfing at San Onofre, California on the beach, and there was only one area, beautiful waves, but only one area, and there were like 20 guys out there. Very intimidating to get out there and get in the lineup. And I said that to myself. And I see this wave coming. I jump up in the lineup. I turn around. I say that affirmation to myself. I get in the wave. Guys are getting out of my way like crazy as I'm cutting across this wave. And again, I mean, I wasn't like, hey, get off my wave or anything like that. But you have to have a sense of self-confidence. Absolutely. This business is no different. You should say that to yourself. But you should also say to yourself, what if they ask me how I got their information? What if they ask me if I'm legit? What if they ask me what's in it for me? What if they ask me, what if they tell me they don't want to go with me? What if they ask me why they should go with me? In fact, what you probably want to do, and if you're in our program, get on the Facebook group and ask people to role play and ask them to be hard on you. And I say ask other people because I will say that when I was a teacher and people knew I was in business, people got really weird toward me. And I have a lot of great friends. I wish all of them the best in teaching, but it's like I would walk into a room at break and there'd be 4 or 5 teachers and I would sit down and all of a sudden whatever's being talked about would be quiet. It would be like everyone would just look at it and it would get really tense, and it wasn't like that before I did real estate. I mean, once I started doing real estate, once I started doing flipping, and I'd be on the phone on my way to the class, or I'd be talking about an escrow and talking about closing an escrow or something, and people just, they got really, really weird and just, yeah, people don't think outside the box. And what's really weird is I can't tell you how many teachers tell me that they would love to leave the profession. And I hate to say that. I'm not here to rag on teachers, but I've had so many say, oh, I wish I could do what you're doing. I wish I could work. And really you can. That's a whole nother conversation. But if you go and you ask somebody regular to role play with you on a situation like this, they're not going to give you the business tools and sense that you want, that you're looking for. So go and ask somebody in the Facebook group, ask someone that you know that's business oriented, and build yourself around other business people, and ask that question. That's what you've got to do there. So I'm trying to really give you the tools that you need, and anticipate challenges, anticipate problems. Also, go through like another big disappointment on that. I've said this before in other videos, is how are you going to get those contracts signed and back? Like, what if you don't get the contract signed? What if they give you the wrong email address? What if they don't call you back? And that's where I like to really, how can you minimize that? It's going to happen. It happens to everybody. I've got guys in this business that are doing 6 figures a year. I have guys that are doing double digits a month in this, and it happens to the best of the best. How can you minimize it? It goes into that 4-year-old story of explaining. So like this last Monday, I got a state fund, and it was for just over $15,000. And I got it on the Monday cold call. Actually, she called me back, and we talked, and we went through the process. And I said, you will have to fill out a standard investigators agreement. That is an agreement by the state of California that will allow my corporation to work with you and be paid. I will be paid this much. You will pay absolutely nothing. This is what this agreement does. It is by the state. In addition, you will have to fill out a claim for abandoned property agreement. This will allow them to get the property and for you to claim it. And then I go over everything that she needs, and the more documentation, the better. You will need A, B, C, D. This lady is allowing us to get a notary. We've already have it scheduled. She's already told us she has her social security card and everything ready to go for us, which is not everyone does that. It's great. And I have other videos to work around that if you want. But if you want to listen and go through and listen to like how do you work with certain people. But people have to know what they're getting into. Let's fast forward this just a little bit, and let's go into situations I've had this week. I was coaching a gal in the program, and she got a deal earlier this week, and we were on the phone, and she's bilingual, and it was with the Spanish-speaking gal, and she went through the same scenario, explained everything out to her. In addition, she scheduled everything for her and got everything ready, and she's like, I got my first deal. My neck, you'll see this. I have another video on this that you'll get to see. I have another guy that is in the program, and he is working tax overages in North Carolina. On a coaching call, live in front of everyone, he said, David, I need to know exactly what I can do to collect in North Carolina. I've never collected a tax overage in North Carolina. I've collected in Florida. I've assisted in collecting in other places. I've done deals in California. I've done state deals. I've done other deals, but I've never done a tax overage in any other state. I've assisted in California, and I've done Florida. Florida's my bread and butter for that. But what I could do is I could tell them the forms I use. I could tell them the power of attorney. I personally like the assignment of interest because it will allow me to collect the funds on their behalf. Power of attorney, I don't like it as much because you have to get the check in their name. With the power of attorney, you could cash it, but it has to be in my name. It can't be in my corporation's name in most states. So that's kind of with that right there. So where I'm going with this is when the guy asked me this, I don't say, oh yeah, you just need to do A, B, and C. What I told him is that, again, here at Warriors, one of our visions is we take our clients and we put them in a market where they're going to be able to be productive, produce, and get results. Bottom line. So I want this guy to be able to work in his state where he's going to be able to produce, get results, and be able to go and adapt to his market. And I think North Carolina could be a really good market. So I went ahead and I made sure that he knew how to find the counties, how to ask certain questions, saw our forms, maybe even contact an attorney and get an attorney's help. Again, it's my job to point him in the right direction. I've done that with a number of people. So this last week, I got a call from a guy, and I love calls like this. I don't get him enough. He's been through our program. He had a couple questions with me about a certain county with COVID. This guy has gone through our videos, has watched our program, and has been collecting deals in Kentucky, mortgage overages since 2019, and I had no idea this was even going on. And I love situations like that. I get that. I've heard that many times before, but I don't get that enough. But again, let's go back to the foundation of, and he was anticipating a couple of things with COVID. He kind of backed off because he noticed that foreclosures weren't happening as much. He's noticed that a few things are picking up, and he wanted to know how we were working the business and happened to get in contact with us, and I happened to see the email. So let's get back into the original part of this conversation. It's like you're driving. and you're going to get on the freeway. Maybe you're going 20 minutes down the interstate or freeway or wherever. Okay, if you just think that you're going to hit all the green lights, you're going to have no jaywalkers, everyone's going to stop when they should, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. I mean, you're probably going to have, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to happen every time, but I can't tell you how many cars run a red light, how many people jaywalk in front of you, how many people, the other day I was driving and someone, she's walking and had her headphones on and just casually, she's just walking and just casually just went right in front of my car, and I luckily I hit the brakes, didn't even see it, and then looks at me at the last minute, kind of waves like thinking I suffer, and I'm like, no, I just almost hit you. I literally just almost hit you because you were just walking parallel to me a second ago. You have to anticipate problems. You have to anticipate challenges. It could be with your client. It could be with the county. It could be with the way the paperwork gets filed. Ask yourself the toughest questions. Be ready to answer them. If you don't know, don't pretend to know, because they're going to smell that, and why should they do business? There's going to be something in your voice. There's going to be a judgment of character. You might say something more like, if someone says to me, how long will it be before I collect? And I'm working in an area, maybe on the phone with the client. I've never done this area. I try to know, and I'll say, you know what? It's probably going to be a few months. There's COVID. There's a few things that are slowing down, but I try to have a sense of urgency. The sooner you get the paperwork in, we'll get you in line. We'll call. We'll verify. We'll do everything we can. Get your paperwork moving. The quicker you get it in, the quicker you get paid. Again, you always want to have that sense of urgency on that, and you always want to be authentic. If I say, oh, you're going to be paid in 3 weeks, well, do I know that? Has someone been paid in 3 weeks? I mean, the quickest deal in a mortgage overage that I've seen in our program has been between 4 to 5 weeks. So yeah, it just all depends. Hey, I hope this video helps. Anticipating problems. I thank you for watching these. Do me a favor, if you like this, click subscribe, click the like button and notification link. I would love for you to be one of my lucky winners, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.